What's up, guys? I hope you guys are enjoying the holidays. New Year's is on the way. 2026 is coming. I personally think it's going to be a quiet year for the TCG space. And I just want to talk about some goals that I have, some discipline that I want to set for 2026. I think making this video is going to be a fun way for me to look back and realize the intention that I set so that I don't lose track of what I'm doing in the next coming year. I find that as the year progresses, it's easy to lose the hype. It's easy to get the hype. So my brain could be going all over the place. I just want to set myself right before we enter 2026. So before we get into what I want to share for my plans, what are your plans? Comment down below. I'd love to hear them. The first plan that I have set is to be a smarter collector. Now, what does that mean? That means keep sealed products sealed and buy singles whenever I want a specific card. The amount of times that I fall short for just opening a single pack at the local game store is just numerous. A great example is buying a ETB just for a promo card when you can just buy the promo card itself. The TCG space has a way of making everyone's impulses just rise and rise and rise until you bite the nail. And I remember when I first joined the hobby, I was just buying everything off of impulse, and that was probably not the best decision I made. It was super fun, don't get me wrong. I was opening up so much product, but at a certain point it caught up to me. And so that brings me into something else that I want to implement more, which is being more intentional about tracking my spending. So doing things like setting up an Excel sheet and actually writing down what I spend on what product, on what card. And that could be a way for me to actually track how much I'm spending on my singles as well, just in case if ever down the line I want to ever trade my cards or even sell them to make another purchase. It's an extra step, but I think that extra step will save me along the way. Another thing that I want to do is definitely set a monthly budget so that I know exactly how much I can afford to spend versus just looking at a couple sets coming out and just being like, okay, I'm just going to spend. I think that discipline aspect of controlling where my money goes is going to be the biggest thing in 2026 because it's making me ask myself, am I really missing out on the next set? Am I really missing out on this card? Or am I just following the hype? Am I following the trends? Because there's been a lot of cards that have come out this year that are still awesome, that have gone lower in price, that might be worth picking up versus constantly chasing the next set. So discipline is the name of the game for 2026. My next goal for 2026, some of you might relate to this, is to be consistently uploading on YouTube. And the reason why that's one of my biggest goals of 2026 is because when I started posting content, I was just posting content of me opening packs, and then it came to a point where it stopped being fun. It started getting expensive, and so that made me slow down the progress of being consistent on YouTube. And now going into 2026, I'm actually uploading more consistently. I'm trying to do at least 2 uploads a week, sometimes even more. And it's tough when you have like a job and you have to take care of chores and all these other things. But there are people that upload every single day and they just yap about the same things. I think it was super important for me to take some time off in order to understand what type of direction that I want to go in as a content creator, especially in the TCG space. I think making content is the best way to learn, best way to just have fun, to meet people, to talk about things, to research. It really gets you more immersed into the space. Now, a lot of people might disagree, which is okay. But for me, this is a great way to just keep track of things that I've done in my collection journey, whether it's talking about my collection update, whether it's talking about things that I want to chase. It's also super nice to see the archive that I've created, seeing the progression that I've done as a content creator. And there's so much to talk about. Like, you can give your opinion, and obviously people are going to disagree with you when you speak your mind. But I think the important thing is that, you're able to build your voice, you're able to speak whether you're right or wrong. You're exercising free speech in a way. Now, that doesn't mean you can get away with shit. I just think it means that, you know, when you have the ability to use your voice, some people might find ways to relate to you, and that's how you build your community. So that's definitely one of the goals that I have for 2026 is to upload consistently. Now, the last goal that I want to mention, which is not my final goal, but just another goal, is I want to finish my 151 master set. Now, I think I wasted a lot of time and money by trying to get the cards that I want through opening sealed products. And I mentioned this before. I think 2026, the year that I finally start just focusing more on singles, I'll probably be able to finish it. You know, it's not as expensive. I think it costs a little bit less than $2,000, maybe USD or Canadian, to actually get a master set, versus the fact that I know I probably spent close to $2,000 on sealed products. Especially with the 151 sealed products like the UPC, it just doesn't make sense how expensive the sealed product is compared to what you're actually getting inside the box. It's one of those things that it hasn't made sense yet, where the singles are still fairly priced and not too expensive. So definitely in 2026, when I can find specific cards that I need, especially the uncommons and the commons, I think I'm going to try to go to some local card shows and try to pick up some of the illustration rares and the SIRs. I think 2026 could be the year that I get it, if I stay on track, if I keep my money right. So everything kind of plays into each other. With the market going down and all these prices are going lower, it might be the best time to get into it actually, and, you know, scoop up some cards that I think are undervalued. So that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know again, what are your plans for 2026 in the TCG space? Let me know, because I really would love to hear about it. Let's start a conversation. And if you're new to the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys in 2026. Take care. Peace out.